Hey there, welcome to Martin Says. My name is Martin Conde and today I'll be sharing with you my one-year experience with the Comme des Garçons play Chuck 70 Lows. Let's go! Alright, so before we get down to business, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated with the latest hype trends, fashion news, as well as great alternatives. Bonjour, konnichiwa, what's up? As you can tell, this is my ode to Comme des Garçons, like the boys. Now, Comme des Garçons is one of the most highly hyped luxury brands out there, hailing from Japan with a French name. They've come to prominence mainly because of their collaborations with different street brands, such as the Comme des Garçons Home plus Nike collaborations, or the Comme des Garçons Home New Balance collaboration, and most notably the Comme des Garçons Play Converse collaboration. Alright, so for those who are not aware, Comme des Garçons is a Japanese brand with a French name, meaning like boys. It was founded back in 1969 and became a company in 1973, headed by its head designer, the legendary Reiko Kubo. Since its birth in Tokyo, it is still headquartered in Tokyo and later on expanded towards other countries, and it's even the first Japanese brand to showcase its collection in France. It was so large that it was able to expand its label into different sub-labels, mainly Comme des Garçons Play, Noir, Home Plus Sport, Shirt, Tricot, and a lot more. So this is one thing that CDG is well known for, is the different sub-brands that it has that would cater to different markets. Now in 2004, they established their own department store named the Dover Street Market in New York. So it's very well known in selling different items from the Comme des Garçons sub-labels as well as the main collection itself. And it also became a tourist spot on its own because of the pop-up store's unique vibe to it. Comme des Garçons also has different pop-up stores of its sub-labels in different cities around the world. And the one in Manila is at Greenbelt 5, I think. Somewhere there. I first saw the brand back in 2011 with the Jack Parcel Converse collaboration, and later on it boomed around 2015, and only last year was I able to get a pair. So I was very fortunate enough because I was able to get mine for $130, so around 6,000 to 7,000 pesos, while here in the Philippines they're selling it at the pop-up store at around 10,000 pesos, 9,000 or 10,000 pesos. That's probably around $200. That's also a reason why I was discouraged to get a pair at first. Now for you who's not yet sure whether or not to get a pair, I'm gonna help you decide by presenting different pros and cons onto why you should or should not get the pair. For me personally, I like this because it's a simple flex shoe. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I bought this simply just to flex because, I mean, look at it. It's very recognizable, and it's basically a subtle way of telling people that, hey, I'm cultured, I know brands, and I can afford this. I did save up for this one, and this is also a reason why I wanted to get a pair at the US SRP rather than the one in Manila. Because, you know, 4,000 pesos is a lot, so I would just leave it at that. So thankfully I had an aunt to hook me up. Thanks, Tita. Hey, so there, this is a simple flex shoe. Now if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to seem braggy but still want to flex a little bit, especially around your friends who are aware of the brand, or being in places where you know people are gonna be aware of the heart. Another pro I have for you is it's very stylish. It's easy to pair, and again, it's still a pair of Chuck Taylors. The comfort is still there, the simplicity is still there, it's just that it has the heart on it. Speaking of, another pro that we have is it's very diverse, to the point wherein I'm sure you could find a pair that would suit your taste. And fortunate enough, Comme des Garçons has been releasing different colorways for the sneakers, and it also comes in high and low cuts. So again, the variety is pretty wide, so it basically would cater to anyone's taste. Unfortunately, however, these does sell out real fast, especially for limited edition ones. But do not fret, the classical ones are still pretty good and still worth the money. Next pro that I have is it's easy to maintain. Now, like other Chuck Taylors out there, some people would treat it as their go-to shoe or everyday shoe, which you can, just to to, you know, maximize the amount of money that you spend on it by using it as much as you can, if that's the logic you're going with. But for me, this has been very reliable. I've been using this pair in different situations, from travel tours to dates to just hanging out with friends or even at parties. They're very flexible and I love how I am able to use them in different situations. Another pro that I have is I've been wearing them for the past year now and they've been very durable, and I was totally surprised. In the first few months I was very careful in using them because knowing collab shoes, they're not as good quality wise as you would expect them to be. Buying these pair, I was expecting to get an overpriced pair of Chuck Taylors, but instead I got a good pair of Audible Comme des Garçons. I've been using this for the past year and I've only had this washed maybe twice, and washing wise I've only been bringing this to professionals because again I'm scared that I might ruin it. There we go, and I'm very happy with them. So next up will be some of the cons. It's overpriced, especially if you're going to be buying this in the Philippines, and I don't think it's worth it. But if you are going to be reselling it, I see that there's a good level of profit for you. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to spend that much on a pair of flex shoes but wants to experience the same comfort, then I suggest getting the regular Chuck Taylor 70s. There are some videos on YouTube them cutting out the shoe and giving analysis on them and saying how better quality the Chuck 70s are. So I guess that's also the reason why Comme des Garçons chose to collaborate with the Chuck 70s. Another con would be they're kind of overhyped. For me, the hype sizzled down when I got them already, but I do love them in a different level now than I did before, because before when I got them I was just really excited because I got a cool pair of sneakers and I just can't wait to show them off. Now I love them because of the quality that I got from them. Some people might think that this is overhyped. That's also the reason why some people are not loving the whole Comme des Garçons Play sub-brand. But for me, it's somewhere in between, I guess, because they do come up with interesting collections, different designs that I think are still within the scope of Comme des Garçons. Lastly, they're not as comfortable as you think. Don't expect boost level of comfort with these ones. They are pretty good when it comes to short distance walking or maybe just, you know, casual wear. Travel wise, I won't really recommend them, especially if you do a lot of walking. Maybe it's just me, or maybe you would like them, especially if you're used to the whole Chuck's sneakers. They'd be perfect for you. I think they are a level up to regular Converse sneakers. So overall, I really do recommend this pair. This is one of the best purchases that I've got. If I am to maybe compare them to the Yeezys, I would still go with these. Even if comfort level, they're not as good as the Yeezys, but quality wise, these have been superb and I love them. And I love how this part, because I know my Vans and my other Chucks, they started to crack, but with these ones, after a year, they're pretty good. They're pretty solid, and every after cleanup, they look pretty brand new, and that's why I love them. This was a great treat for me, and that's why I'm very happy with this purchase. So I hope you do too. Do let me know in the comments below what you think. If you agree with me, if not, go ahead, let your voice be heard. I hope all of this information has been useful in helping you decide whether or not you're gonna get a pair. Do let me know in the comments down below what you think, or feel free to suggest any other topics you want me to cover. If you haven't yet, do subscribe to the channel to be updated with the latest hype trends, fashion news, as well as great alternatives, or basically anything else under the sun. Once again, my name is Martin Conde, and see ya!